Today we're looking at Aviva's online car insurance experience, but before we dive into the details, I would like to give you a little bit more of a context on the digital insurance landscape. The insurance industry isn't just about policies, it's about people and how easily they can get covered. And let me hit you with some numbers. 50% of policyholders, I don't know if you know, but they feel frustrated by unclear navigation and kind of digital insurance platforms. And since we're discussing one of the platforms today, and when it comes to obviously the short element, which is just the sales process or the quote process, it still is very relevant when it comes to looking at some figures. 85% of the users expect flexibility when filling out online forms, including the ability to edit and adjust information seamlessly. And yet only 40% of major insurance providers kind of meet these expectations. That's pretty surprising, but when it comes to where Aviva stands in all of this, I would say Aviva is a powerhouse in the UK insurance sector, but do they deliver a seamless digital journey or are there roadblocks? Let's take a closer look. The 99 grid score is our way of evaluating how well insurance companies handle their digital customer experience. We audit companies across Europe, analyzing everything from navigation to user support. And it's not just about looking good, obviously. It's about function, clarity, and how smooth the user can get from a quote to the actual coverage. So there are some key areas, obviously, and we have 9 of those, and the key areas of evaluation, and we'll be putting Aviva through the test today. So a little bit of a background about Aviva. Well, they've been around for over 300 years, yes, really, and they're one of the UK's largest insurance providers. They've adapted to countless industry changes, but the big question today is, have they fully adapted to the digital era? Their car insurance journey is our focus today, and we're about to find out if they meet the modern customer expectations. So let's dig right in. Okay, so overall Aviva performs really well, but let's break it down. The visual clarity, the site is pretty clean, well structured, and doesn't really overwhelm the users with too much at once. There's quite a few different panels and kind of structures of information that potentially could cause that kind of an overwhelming factor, but it's not a major factor there. When it comes to the consistency of dialogue, the information flow is mostly logical, though some tooltip in kind of iconography could use some standardization here and there. When it comes to user habits, the platform mostly aligns with standard user expectations, with a few minor inconsistencies. When it comes to user confirmation, the feedback is clear and actions are acknowledged pretty well. System transparency, the users generally know where they are in the process, though some improvements could be made to the navigation. When it comes to the system functionality, everything works as expected with no major technical issues. But when it comes to the flexibility and user control, this is Aviva's kind of main element. I wouldn't call it a weakness, but it's nothing major. But users can't really easily bypass steps in the quote process, which is logical because we cannot bypass them going forward. But going backwards without any change of information should be possible to kind of go back. Sometimes users go back a few steps just to see and make sure that the information that they've provided is relevant and right. And it should be pretty easy to come back if they haven't touched anything to go back to the follow-up steps, and that's not as easy as it could be. Another element is editing of the vehicle information wipes out the previous inputs, so that could be improved by allowing users more control over how they move through the process. When it comes to error prevention, the system really does a good job of preventing user mistakes, and when it comes to user support, it's pretty outstanding. I mean, Aviva offers a lot of reasonable levels of information and when needed as well, so in that contextual manner as well, so that's great. So I would say the biggest issue is the flexibility and user control when it comes to kind of jumping through the process steps. The inability to bypass certain steps and the issue with edited vehicle information being erased are frustrating pain points. However, in every other category, Aviva performs impressively well. So hats off. Very cool. So where do they land in the ranking? Aviva scores an impressive 87 out of 100, making them the strongest performer so far. So UP, that's a fantastic score compared to the others that we've analyzed. And it is. They're setting a pretty high bar, but with a few tweaks to flexibility and user control, they could actually be even better. They could be, hitting 100 soon. So hats off. Very, very cool. Really, really, really good job. So for anyone interested in learning more about the digital insurance UX, where should you go? Well, you can join us at Beyond Summit. We'll be breaking down some more insights, sharing some key findings from our audits, and providing tips and tricks on how to fix common UX challenges. Plus, there will be more industry leaders when it comes to insurance. We're keeping a limit on the amount of people that can actually participate. So we want to help companies refine their digital experience strategies. So sign up now and you won't want to miss it, definitely. So I'll see you soon. Cheers.